Welcome one and all to a very special Finnish Super Sunday. The organisers of the Setco Rally Finland are never afraid to try something different. Just 2 stages to run on this crucial final leg, and they will take place on one of our sport's most famous stages. The legendary flat-out jump field on Empoja will get underway shortly. Well, quite a journey it's been across the globe this year. We began in the mountains above Monte Carlo 7 long months ago. Round 9 in Finland is our penultimate European event. We travel to South America next, first to a new round in Paraguay before a trip across the continent in Chile. The final 2 tarmac tests take place in Central Europe and Japan before another new challenge in Saudi Arabia wraps up this fascinating campaign. And the championship race is potentially set to take another big twist over the next few hours. Oitanak arrived in Finland with just a 1-point lead over Elvin Evans, with Seb Ogier third, while local star Kalle Rovanperä and Thierry Neuville needed a good score to get them back in the hunt. In the manufacturers race, Hyundai had closed the gap slightly on Toyota, but the Finland-based team still held a 52-point advantage, with M Sport Ford there in 3rd place. Well, let's get you up to date. It's been a fascinating scrap so far. After a thrilling opening leg, the drama continued on a Saturday of very mixed conditions in the wet start to the afternoon. Martin Sest of M Sport was left completely unsighted with a misted-up windscreen. Co-driver Renars Francis attempting an acrobatic cleaning job, but 2 minutes were dropped in there. Local hero Sami Pairi would continue to show flashes of his undoubted pace, notching up his 3rd stage win of the rally in the afternoon, but fearful of the changeable grip levels when the weather pressed in. The occasional cautious run had opened the door to a couple of his teammates. And Seb Ogier didn't need any encouragement. Last year's Finland winner had survived a big moment earlier in the day. This unscheduled detour in and out of the ditch, but the Frenchman soon made it past Pairi, and there would be more games to come with high drama waiting for the 2 lead Hyundais. An absolute nightmare would unfold in stage 16. After an incredible run, Adrien Fourmeau was running in a fine 3rd, but devastatingly picked up a front right puncture a few kilometres in. As you can see, there was no tyre left by the finish, and he too lost more than 2 hard-fought minutes. And even more unbelievably, literally moments later, the same alarm was flashing on the dash of 2nd place Neuville. The Belgian's deflation, also on the front right, happened slightly later, but it would have the same result for the championship hopeful. In the blink of an eye, 2nd and 3rd have become 6th and 7th. With the luckless Hyundai driver slipping down the order, Taki Katsuta was the first beneficiary, the Japanese driver showing his best pace since his runner-up finish in Sweden, and from 4th place suddenly found himself back in 2nd. A potential 2nd podium of the season had been handed to him on a plate. Earlier in the day, rally-leading Kalle Rovanperä had also survived a slow puncture, and following his closest rival's dramas, he now had all 4 of his Toyota teammates holding station behind him. Kalle and Finland's long wait for a home win may soon be over. A complete reshuffle then on the leaderboard after that bruising Saturday. Rovanperä's lead a massive 36.1 seconds. Incredibly, a Toyota lockout of the top 5 places. Katsuta up to 2nd, Ogier 3rd, Hyundai's rough luck saw Neuville and Fourmeau dropped to 6th and 7th respectively. So it's been quite the day yesterday, and certainly one that the fans would have enjoyed out there, even though it was rotten luck for Hyundai. What a finale we've got in store for this crucial Super Sunday. Quite a treat for the legions of fans from all over the globe who've made the pilgrimage to what is sometimes called the spiritual home of rallying. This intense championship fight, a possibility of a first Finnish winner for 8 years, has seen enormous numbers head out to these stunning roller coaster stages. So then, we return to the legend that is Onimpoja. This year, we're running at a length of just under 24 kilometres, first used in the WRC's debut year in 1973, and over the years, the undulating wide road never ceases to have made iconic locations such as the Yellow House Jump and that absolutely packed out Kakaristo Junction. It's not for the faint-hearted. Average speed sometimes in excess of more than 130 kilometres an hour. We've had a bit of everything weather-wise over the last few days. Sunshine and blistering heat to start. Summer storms throwing up ever-changing conditions, but pleasant sunshine today on Onimpoja. Always a special challenge for the finest drivers on the planet. You don't need to hear it from me, though, so let's find out what it is that makes the stage such an iconic challenge. We caught up with a few of the stars of the show earlier in the week.
It's probably the most challenging stage in the championship, and it's always hard to get it 100% right. We've seen Kalle flying on that stage in previous years.
Yeah, I think Sunday morning is quite a proper one. You don't really ever feel so good going to Onimpoja. I think you know what's coming, but yeah, then when you get into the flow, it's the coolest stage probably there is. So yeah, it's a stage where you need to be awake in the morning.
It's basically crest to crest, to jump, always changing direction, where the lines are really critical. So yeah, I have to be on it.
You do have to be on it, to say the least. They've been out there waiting for hours, some of them overnight. This is our road Royd Tanak, the championship leader. He very much may not be in a couple of hours' time, but he's first on the road. Then the M Sport boys, Adrian Famo, Thierry Neuville. You've got to feel for those Hyundai drivers. And then the 5 Toyotas running in formation all the way down to Kalle Rovanperä with the sea of Finnish flags waiting for him. We have quite a battle, it's got to be said as well, on our hands for WRC 2 honours. An epic fight set to be staged between Robbe Korhonen and, of course, Jari Matti Latvala. What a subplot that is on the final day. So Royd Tanak on his way then. Mike Chen alongside me. We've been looking forward to this one. Well, ever since we saw the itinerary, it's got to be said, what a great initiative from the organisers to give us this incredible Super Sunday, Chenny.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm a big fan of it. 2 runs through Onimpoja, what a treat. And this, of course, is the dress rehearsal for the Wolf Power stage coming a little bit later. Virtual chicane in there where the drivers have to brake down to a certain point, down to a certain speed, and once they've hit that speed, they can then get going again. So that was used last year.
And the reason we're doing that is basically because the average speeds, as I say, are absolutely enormous in here. As I mentioned a couple of times, or quite a few times now these days, nudging over 130 kilometres an hour. Let's just sit back and enjoy this ride. It's going to be tough for Royd Tanak. We'll get back to him shortly, but let's just stop talking and enjoy this incredible stretch of road for a moment. First of our M Sport runners then, Martin Cess, Renars Francis. We saw Renars' stretching ability a little bit earlier on, trying to wipe the windscreen clean with his leg. I've never seen that before. It's frustrating as well for Martins, because I think at times he really started to find something of a good rhythm to attack these special stages. Only his second running here, Chelly.
Yeah, and, you know, he was certainly best of the M Sport crew, wasn't he? I think on pace, it's fair to say. Unfortunately, as you said, he had that windscreen issue yesterday. And when you get moisture inside the car and it's raining outside and it's hot inside the car, the result is condensation, and it just misted up the entirety of the inside of the windscreen. to stop and lost a couple of minutes in the stage, didn't they? And for that reason and that reason only, they're now running as last of the M Sport crews. But it's still doable. Martins was quicker, consistently quicker than Gregoire Munster yesterday, and he's now trying to chase Gregoire down.
Yeah, just, what is it, 10.8 seconds, you're right. That's a nice target for Martins to have today. Nice that we've got some beautiful sunshine, whereas as you saw in the pictures a little bit earlier on, we did have a bit of everything. Certainly from Friday afternoon all the way through yesterday. I mean, it literally changed from stage to stage. It's really has been an incredible challenge, but I think it's nice that we've got clean, good conditions. Not that Oyt Tanak will appreciate it. He's going to suffer, isn't he, as the first man in, as ever. Oh, this is the famous, one of the famous jumps there. Look at those top speeds in your telemetry. Often in the late 180s, it may get higher than that as well.
Here comes that virtual chicane. Get the car slowed down, and you've got to do it within the 2 points. You can see now you're exiting the virtual chicane at a point within that space. You've got to drop the speed, and then you can get going again.
You're a fan of the virtual chicane. I mean, obviously we have the hay bale version can cause it. I can see why we're experimenting with it over the last couple of years. The hay bale version can cause some issues sometimes.
Yeah, look, it's from a safety perspective, I think it's a good thing, isn't it, at the end of the day, and potentially also from a competition side, because when the drivers get it wrong and nudge the bales, it's then down to the marshals to try and put them back, which obviously that brings the safety of it all, you know, the marshals on the stage, but also from a competitive point of view, if the bales have moved and chicane has been opened up, the people who are coming behind can then go quicker through it, so it becomes unfair. There's no question this is a fair way of doing it, but do I like seeing rally cars going into a chicane and taking a chicane? Yes, I prefer that. So 50-50.
Yeah, there's a real one.
There you go. Best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, isn't it, for Tanak? Such frustration. Came in as the championship leader. First time he led the championship, actually, since Sweden 2023. Look at this. This is why we love Von Impoya. Yeah, so he came in with that championship lead, suffered as the first car on the road, sometimes with braid sweeping. In the afternoon, it rained on Friday. Then he was suffering with hitting the worst of the puddles. It was one thing after another. Then he had a moment, hit a tree, and then in his frustration, there was this unfortunate incident with a scrutineer where he was given a 5-minute penalty. I mean, it was just one thing after another for Oyt. You've got to feel for him. But he's still very much in there in the championship fight. So crucial he can get something, anything out of today. And already the early splits look good for the Estonian. It's certainly against the M Sport guys at the 9-kilometre split. Tanak, although he's first on the road, 7 seconds already slower than the driving angry Estonian.
Yeah, Oyt's going to be throwing everything at it, but you're quite right. The road position is definitely against him, and because it's bone dry out there, PK, it is going to clean significantly. The grip levels are going to come up. Oyt's going to have a really big job on his hands if he's going to outpace those coming later on, and I think realistically is probably not doable. But this is, remember, Oyt Tanak we're talking about, and the stage will certainly be cleaner. The second run through on the Wolf Power stage, it'll be messy in places, but because the corners are quite fast and flowing, the cleaning effect on the second run through at least is reduced somewhat. So I think Oyt will probably struggle a bit in this run through, but perhaps will be a little bit more competitive on the Wolf Power stage later on.
Yep, talking to Greg Munster, actually, might be quite enjoying the fact that he's got 2 cars ahead of him. I'd be interested to hear his comments at the end of the stage. He's got some pretty talented guys ahead of him with some interesting lines to follow. And Tanak, yeah, he's got to do what he can today.
Not far to go now.
Of course, as well, we are Super Sunday today, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen. So with just the 2 stages, it's almost like back-to-back Wolf Power stages. If you're quickest in the first run through here, you've got a very good chance of being quickest in the second one. So 10 points in total on offer. Here we go, Kakaristo jump. There we go, yeah.
I'm sure he's going to say it.
10:28.2.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to be able to, excuse me, match the likes of Evans, Ogier, Rovanperä are certainly coming later on.
And
He's not got the row position.
And his two teammates, of course, will be also, you know, certainly for Thierry, absolutely desperate to get anything he can. Quite sad to hear Thierry almost conceding defeat, wasn't he? One of his comments at the end of the stage yesterday in terms of his championship defence. Let's hear from Oit then, see what those conditions are like.
Morning, Oit. First pass of Onimpoja. Take us through what it was like.
It's a fast stage. Yeah, super fast, very intense same time. But it's just all the way through is this small bearing on top, you know, and it's yeah, quite a big track. But anyhow, we had okay stage.
Yeah, he'll do what he can, but yeah, as he says, almost that ball-bearing effect. It is quite a strange sensation when you drive on these sort of gravel. It feels like you're sort of floating across the top, doesn't it? Especially when it's loose for the early runners.
Yeah, it's a good way of describing it. You're sat on that layer of gravel, and the car's just sliding around on the top of it, skating around on top of it. And once that's cleared out of the way, then you get down to the good, solid base underneath. That's where the grip is. So it normally takes 3 or 4. Martin's a little bit offline there. It normally takes 3 or 4 cars to come through to start to cut through that gravel.
Yeah, you mentioned that fight between the two M Sport teammates, Chenny. A couple of stats there about the heritage of this wonderful event. Back to 1951, 75th anniversary next year. Yeah, in terms of this M Sport battle, Sess at the 12.7 kilometre split time. He's 5.3 seconds actually quicker than Greg Munster. That's half of the deficit already taken, so he is on track to take 9th place from his teammates in here.
Pace note's so important in this stage, PK, because you're going from one corner to another corner with jumps in between. The car has to be set up exactly right, certainly for the jumps, and a lot of the time you're jumping into a corner as well, so you've just got to make sure that you're absolutely on the money with your pace notes. You understand exactly where you're positioning the car.
It's the Latvians' turn to get to this sea of fans down at Kakaristo. Just look at that. It's a wonderful view, isn't it, from the heli. So this version of it right near the end now. You know, once you got round that tight right-hander, the flying finish is not a million miles away. It's a good aggressive run from Martin Sess. He's not getting anywhere near Tanak. You'd expect that 14.7 seconds. But it'd be interesting to hear his thoughts if there's already any sort of line, and if he was able to match Tanak's efforts in terms of the aggressive lines the Estonian was taking, I'm sure. The 10:42.9 for Martins. That's 14.7 seconds off Tanak's benchmark.
Martins, looks like you're taking quite a bit of time out of Greg in there. Give us your reaction to Onimpoja.
It was interesting, like, it was very enjoyable, and I think all the stories about it, it's like something so crazy, but I think we had crazier places this rally.
What about the lines? Was it okay to follow?
Well, yeah, it was okay. It's really nice to see the lines of world champions, so.
Yeah, he'll have done his best to follow them. And Josh McAlean, you've been impressed with the Irishman's pace this weekend. He's had a good run, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, and I think the most important thing is he's definitely made a step up compared to the pace that we saw in Estonia. You know, he was struggling to commit to the corners, to trust the downforce, and he's definitely gone in the right direction this weekend with regards to that. Yeah, Greg Munster, as you mentioned, coming through, but he's not matching
Martin's pace. It's at 6.4 seconds down now at 18.5 kilometres, so he may just hold on to position, but he's certainly going to have that advantage slashed by his teammate. Had a couple of small moments over on Friday afternoon. That set him a little bit off momentum, didn't it, in terms of his outright pace. It's one of those rallies. It's all about commitment. It's all about focus. And if you start to lose that momentum, it's very, very difficult to get it back again.
I don't think it's, excuse me, I don't think it's been there for Gregoire much at all.
On Tanak, and that is at 7.8 down on his teammates. So as you can see, that gap comes down to 3 seconds there on the left of your screen in what is the fight for 8th.
Time for Greg, 10:50.7, 10:50.7.
So what can Thierry Neuville and Martin Vidager do then today? Off they go. They'll give it everything.
Morning, Greg. 7.8 down on your teammate in there. How intense was his first pass?
Yeah, it's I know why it's mythical. Really impressive stage. I could have carried more speed, but so difficult. Sometimes you have grip and sometimes you have a bit of the loose. Also, the guy in front have quite a different driving style, so the lines are a bit different than what I would like, but no, I had good fun in there.
I think that's fair as well. Yeah, he does have a different driving style. Martins and Oit are very flamboyant. The car's sliding around lots. They're not afraid to hang the car out and use all of the road. Gregoire's got a neater and tidier driving style, but he hasn't been carrying the same pace. And that's the key through the corner and certainly on the exit of the corner, and that's where he just leaves all the time behind. At least he enjoyed himself. This isn't a bad run through for Josh McAleen, getting comfortably up on Gregoire Munster.
Yeah, let's not forget,
and
you know, we talk about it a lot, especially for Josh, as it's his first season in Rally 1, and he is beating his 2 teammates on the fastest, or one of the fastest rallies of the season. And that's the first rule of motorsport, isn't it? Beat your teammates. He's a long way adrift of Adrien Fourmeau. He's got the 2 Hyundais. That's a wonderful view up above Kakaristo Junction. The finished podium will be down here as well later on.
There's been some action in that ditch on the left in the pass, isn't there? PK, you drop a wheels there. Gronholm,
yeah.
I think Craig Breen dropped it there in a Fiesta Super 2000 car.
Yeah, I remember Gronholm in the Focus was a special one. Great to see Marcus out here this weekend. Of course, still holds that incredible record. I'm not sure that'll ever be beaten of, was it 7 victories, I think it was. So Josh does complete then 9.8 second fastest, so he beats both his teammates again, 9.8 seconds, and I bet he will have enjoyed that. Sami Pyri, next interaction.
Adrien Fourmeau comfortably quicker than everybody else in the stage.
That's just 9.8 seconds off Tanak's time. You've beaten both of your teammates in there. I guess you can think of worse things to do on a Sunday morning.
It's unbelievable, honestly. It's proper crazy. Like, you're just trusting everything in the notes because it's so hard to even learn that stage and the lines. And I don't know how to describe that. It's unbelievable.
How much preparation went into that stage?
Yeah, we did it last year for the first time, and still you can improve the notes because at this speed in these cars, it's another level.
Yeah, Josh just confirming how important the notes are in this stage, because you are just flowing from point to point, corner to corner, straight from one place one corner straight into another one. Car placement's so important.
Yeah, so as you say, the second of the Hyundais after Roy Tanak, and as you'd expect, seeing a big jump in pace already from Adrian Formeau, 6.8 seconds up on Tanak, the first man on the road sweeping for his the later runners. It's at 20 kilometres. The split coming up, fit hard to the floor through the trees. It's such a shame, wasn't it? It was a fantastic battle, wasn't it? Just in between the two Hyundais yesterday, bubbling away nicely before we were all deprived of that continuation of that enthralling fight. That bizarre incident, really, or two incidents. Both drivers getting a front right puncher on the same stage.
Cleaning up, the grip levels are coming up. Thierry Neuville, who is in the stage, just a tenth of a second faster than this man, Adrian Formeau, who sets the new benchmark with a 10:19.8. Neuville just 1/10 faster at 16.5 kilometres.
Elvin Evans, Scotty Martin, really important day for the Welshman. And that's another little battle we've got to keep our eyes on. He's only 1.5 seconds behind Seb Ogier, his teammate, coming into Super Sunday. Let's hear from Adrienne.
Morning, Adrienne. What a great drive. Quickest through by 8.4 seconds. Thierry only a tenth of a second quicker than you on the split. How incredible is that piece of road?
It's an amazing stage, but we lost the position yesterday, and then it's going to be really difficult to get good pace today. But yeah, but anyway, it was a really good stage. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, they'll enjoy the fight out there. Now, Thierry Neuville, Chenny, as I said a little bit earlier, it's really disappointing to hear him almost concede defeat. He's at the back end of that 5 drivers fighting for the championship. I just double-checked. He was, what was he, 48 points off the championship leader coming into this rally, Chenny. As things stand, he's going to be 51 points behind the leader. So it's only, I mean, obviously that's 3-point swing, but 51 points or 50 thereabouts in 5 rallies.
Wait until we get to the end of this weekend, PK, because you know, Thierry Neuville is absolutely on it through here, no messing whatsoever. He's up on Adrian Formeau, and he's quicker than Sami Payari as well.
Yeah, he'll never give up. That's what we know about Thierry, and he is defending his title. He'll keep on fighting till it's absolutely done, but he has had a rotten run of luck, it's got to be said, in the first half of the season. Will we see the rally gods start to shine on him again when we get to South America? That remains to be seen. That's why we love the sport. It's so unpredictable, and these guys are giving it everything.
Where Thierry just again placing the front of the car right at the apex of the corner.
Oh, he's just lost a little bit of momentum there somewhere. Half a second swing there from 1/10 up to 4/10 down, but it's incredibly close. It just shows you, as you can see, how close the flying finish is from that heavily shot there.
Just run a bit wide there as well. He's got a bit too deep into the hairpin. He's not going to get that time back, PK.
Saw from, I think it was Taka Katsuta, wasn't it, yesterday? Very fine line between aggressive driving and overdriving, isn't there?
Yeah, and you could see there was just a little mistake at the hairpin. A good run through, nonetheless, to just come to arrive at the finish 0.8 of a second slower than Adrian Formeau. But remember, we've still got Evans, Ogier, Katsuta, Rovanperä to come. And they're all fighting, not just for Onimpoja honours, but they all want those championship points.
I mean, they all want as high on the podium as they can. There's going to be no catching Rovanperä. Let's hear from Thierry.
Morning, Thierry. That second fastest, 0.8 behind your teammate Adrian. Did you have a good run in there?
Had a good one, but I had a small moment in there where I just went too wide over the jump, and I lost a bit of momentum in there. But otherwise, it was a good stage. Just fighting a bit the front of the car. Always need to take the corner very early to make sure the car is turning. So not the greatest feeling for such a stage, but still enjoyable.
Road surface as expected?
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll keep going. What I love about Thierry, I mean, he's had enough big setback. I mean, look, he's the reigning champion. He's got his... it took him so many second-place finishes, didn't it, to get that title. So at least he's got that in his pocket, and he'll keep fighting. And I love that despite that setback yesterday, he keeps his spirit, so he immediately bounces back and puts it behind him, doesn't he?
Yeah, and that's the way you need to be. That's absolutely the mindset you need to have. You don't go any quicker by being negative when bad stuff happens. And that's part of sport in general, isn't it? Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't, and when it doesn't, it is how you bounce back. And Thierry is he'd make a good tennis player, wouldn't he? Because he's able to just put it behind him and press on. As is, it has to be said, Adrien Fourmeau. Yesterday he kind of backed off a little bit, but look, at the moment, currently setting the pace through on Empoya.
And don't forget this, you've got to keep thinking about Super Sunday points, even though it's just 2 stages. Crucial to have a good run in here. Sami Pyri, Chenny, I think perhaps not unexpected to see him not give it absolutely everything in here, because he has got, as mentioned, his 4 teammates ahead of him who are all desperate for points. And a top 5 finish, not to be sniffed at. He's notched up a few stage wins again, but been a little bit inconsistent, hasn't it, Sami's pace? I think when he got a bit sketchy, the conditions, he just backed off a little bit, didn't he, yesterday?
Yeah, you've summed it up perfectly, PK. He's been up and down, hasn't he? We saw him winning. He's won a few stages this weekend, which has been brilliant to see.
I think he's second only to Robin Perry in terms of stage wins, actually.
Yeah, so look, there you go. I think he's won 3, isn't he?
Yeah, 3.
And one of those was, of course, Ruamaki, where you've got to be really committed. But again, when the conditions got difficult, Sami backed right off. Too much, in my opinion, personally. And I mean, clearly through on Empoya, he's 5.5 seconds down on a stage as fast as this is quite a weekend for Sami Pyri so far as the pace goes.
So 5.9 down. I did get a bit of information coming through that he had a potential front left puncher. We'll just keep an eye on that. I don't know if that was an alarm coming through. Let's just have a look.
Marco, time for Sami, 10.25.7, 2.57, Sami.
Looks okay. Yeah, maybe a sensor glitch in there, but yeah, 5.9 dropped, but he does have a massive buffer ahead of Thierry Neuville. What is it, 55.5 seconds? So Thierry, with the best will in the world, is not going to catch Sami on pace. Let's hear from him.
Morning, Sami. That's 5.9 off the pace. How do you feel about your performance through this first run?
Surprisingly sleepy stage, but we're still really cool with this car to go on that kind of a stage. Basically, it's not getting any better than this in this sport, so I really enjoyed it. But yeah, there was room to be quicker, but clever way.
How much time do you reckon you spent in the air in there?
I have no idea, but still quite many places. Yes, you jump, and I was not too careful in most of the places still.
No, and so you shouldn't be. So then, this is a real big fight, isn't it, for the final podium spot then. As mentioned, Elfyn Evans just 1.5 seconds behind Seb Ogier. And what we love about Toyota, Chenny, is that they do not want to sniff at team orders. They let their guys go at it. I mean, both of them are technically in this championship fight, even with Seb only on a part campaign.
Just watching Elvin's onboard there, so smooth, just carrying so much speed, carrying the momentum from corner to corner. The result is 2.1 seconds faster than Adrien Fourmeau at 20.23 kilometers, 2 seconds exactly quicker than Thierry Neuville at the same point. Sébastien Ogier is in the stage, and he's 2 tenths, just 2 tenths slower than Elfyn at 12.73 kilometres.
But it is so close, isn't it? He was a tenth up, he was 2 tenths down, he's a 2 tenths up, then 2 tenths down. It's so tight. And Taka Katsuta also setting an almost identical pace. These guys, it is so incredible how they all reach the absolute limit. That is as fast as you can go without throwing off the road, and that is what proves why these are all the best in the business.
Really nice and neat and tidy from Elfyn through the hairpin. Wickens faster. Good effort from the Welshman.
Yeah, sadly for those Hyundai guys who are trying to get as much as they can, that road cleaning process is going to give an advantage to the 4 Toyotas at the top.
Thank you, Scott. Time for Elfyn, 10.17.1, 1.71, fastest by 2.7.
Here we go, car 69, Kalle Rovanperä, Jonna Hautanen, just 2 stages away from the one they've been searching for all these years. 8 long years since Esa-Pekka Lappi's win. Let's hear from Elvin, see how he thought about his run.
Morning, Elvin. That's quickest through by 2.7. It's so close between the rest of you who are in stage now. What was it like?
Yeah, it was a pretty good run. Obviously, it's pretty high speed. Yeah, I guess it's hard to make a big difference. Felt like a pretty okay run, but yeah, all good.
Seem to be smiling more than usual.
Well, it's hard not to with a stage like that, you know. So whatever the outcome, it was fun to drive.
That's the thing as well. Sorry, PK. That's the thing. Like, it's hard to make a difference when the speeds are so high.
Yeah.
You know, and you're just carrying, you're flat out from corner to corner. That's why the margins are so fine. But Elvin's smiling because, again, you can't not really enjoy this stage in one of these cars. And we are seeing both Elfyn Evans and Sebastian Ogier on the absolute limit. They have to push because Sebastian Ogier trying to protect that podium position from Elfyn Evans, and Elfyn obviously doing everything he can to try and reel him in. So the pair of them going flat out. Big jump from Sebastian Ogier, who's now just a 1/10 of a second slower at 20 kilometres. He's just a 1/10 down.
You just wonder as well, as it got to that sweet spot of that line of grip is pretty consistent now, because it's a couple of seconds quicker than the two lead Hyundais there, and then Sami Päivi not attacking, and then it's so close, isn't it, between these Toyotas? There's nothing between them at all.
Yeah, the grip levels will definitely be coming up now. It's really, you know, the surface of the road will be good. It'll be nice and clean. There's enough cars. Just literally, that was all it was. PK, we just physically saw how you drop 4/10, right? At 22.5 kilometres, literally just back at the hairpin. There was nothing to choose between them. Said exactly the same time. Where Ogier put the wheel in the grass, that's where he dropped 4/10 of a second. That's it.
10:17.5, 1:75, 0.4 behind Elfyn.
Yeah, 0.4 behind Elfyn, so that lead comes down to 1.1 seconds now with one stage to go. And it sounds silly to say, but even 1.1 seconds is quite a nice buffer to have, because there's so, as you can see, so evenly matched. We've also got a really tight fight. The WRC 2 honours, Robert Cornen defending his narrow advantage. Let's hear from Seb.
Morning, Seb. That was incredible to follow on the splits. The last split, you were dead level with Elfyn. You finished 4/10 slower. Where did you pick up that damage?
Which damage?
Oh, you're just missing a little bit of that side there.
Probably the last hay bale here.
How do you feel about your performance?
Okay, good clean stage.
He seems a bit frustrated. Maybe he's still ruining that one little moment you're talking about, Jenny. That's what a sort of perfectionist he is, isn't it?
It was literally just dropped the wheel on the grass. That's all it was. It wasn't even really a moment, PK. Just trying to carry as much speed as he could off the corner. But it's just a really good example of how fine the margins are. And yeah, quite incredible from Sebastian Ogier. Whatever happens, I'm sure he's enjoyed that run through Olympia. You can't not.
And how great is it to see Taka Katsuta on course for a potential second podium of the season. Another podium. I think he's had one podium here before, hasn't he, in Finland? Runner-up spots on what's essentially his second home rally. He doesn't live here anymore, but he lived in Avascular for so many years. He's been handed to him on a plate a little bit following the tyre damage for the two Hyundais yesterday, but he will take it. It's all part of the game. And he's got this buffer of 6.8 seconds, Jenny. Is massive, actually, isn't it, on Ogier over these two stages?
Yeah, it's comfortable for sure. Taka's done a good job this weekend. Doesn't have to throw full caution to the wind, and what happened in Kenya will just be in the back of his mind, of course, on the very final stage of the rally, and what was a good weekend, and it all went wrong for him. Taka just managing his way through it. I've just got a piece of information through. Elfyn Evans' average speed through here, 139.9 kilometres an hour.
Yeah, and we are on course for the fastest rally ever in history. Calais' average speed so far, 128 kilometres an hour. Chris Meek, famously with that benchmark from 9 years ago, 1:26. Taka Katsuta then completes 1.7 seconds. That's slower than Evans, of course. So he loses a little bit of ground to Ogier, but as you can see from the left of your screen, the advantage still 5.5 seconds with one stage to go.
Thank you, Aaron. Time for Taka, 10:18.8. 1:8.8, Taka.
We'll hear the thoughts of Taka shortly. And what can this man do today, Chetty? This is a fantastic subplot to entertain us today, isn't it? Jari-Matti Latvala coming in just 1.8 seconds behind Korhonen. Let's hear from Taka.
Morning, Taka. 1.7 off Elvin's fastest time. How was your drive through then?
Yeah, quite okay. Maybe a few presses I could be a bit more committed, but nothing too bad. I just keep like this pace, or maybe I can push more up a few presses, but yeah. How about the Seb?
Seb was 4/10 down on Elvin, so you dropped a little bit of time to Seb.
So 1.3 quicker than me. Okay, it's quite fine. Okay.
Good maths there, Taka. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? They're all relishing, they're as interested in the fight as we are, of course, that they know how evenly matched they're going to be. I mean, they'll know they've had a good run. They know if they haven't made any major mistakes, there isn't much more they could do. So they kind of know, don't they, that it's going to be there or thereabouts, if you see what I mean.
When you lose the momentum, when you make a mistake or you lose momentum off a corner, you instantly feel it. Yeah. So yeah, they definitely know when they've had a good run through and when they haven't.
And look again how evenly matched these Toyotas are. Again, Kalle Rovanperä completely dead level with Elvin Evans at 20 kilometres. But he doesn't need to be attacking. He's got a 36-second lead, Chetty. But a quick word on the performance of the two-time champion this weekend so far.
He's been brilliant. We've seen the Kalle Rovanperä of old, haven't we? We've seen the Kalle We haven't seen Kalle be as quick on gravel this year. He's been struggling, hasn't he? But now he's back with a vengeance. He's driven the absolute washers off that car all weekend. And you know, he does deserve the victory. He does. He's been so final sector.
So that means it'll be the Super Sunday lead, of course, for Elvin Evans as well. How crucial is that for his championship fight? I think it's fair to say we're going to see Elvin back in the championship lead today.
Thank you, Janne. And time for Kalle, 10:17.7. 1:77, Kalle.
So basically, between those top three Toyotas, Chenny, 1 second.
That's incredible, isn't it? Over
Morning,
nearly
Kalle.
24
it
kilometres.
was super close in there. You finished 6/10 off the pace. How great was that piece of road?
Yeah, it was a nice stage. Obviously, quite okay time. I was quite careful in places. Not really doing anything crazy, so just a clean run. So all good. Let's see if we can match the pace on power stage also.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, isn't it? Yes, a Super Sunday as it is. Evans, Seb plus 4 temps, and then Rovanperä plus another 2 temps, so that's going to be fun. So Korhonen and Raupe, he's actually put up a pretty good defence, hasn't he, from Jari-Matti Latvala in the last couple of stages, but it's going to be a fascinating fight between the old veteran and one of the new young stars coming through from Finland.
Yeah, it's been a brilliant drive from Raupe Korhonen. Today we'll really see what he's made of through this Olympia stage, and he'll know it well. But will he know it as well as Jari-Matti Latvala? And as I say it, look at that, at 12.7 kilometres, nothing to choose between them, both level pegging. 5 minutes, 55.5 seconds is how long it's taken them to get to 12.73 kilometres. It's quite incredible, isn't it?
And again, you talked about it a bit yesterday, Chenny, but again, just to underline the high speeds and the gap between Rally 1 and Rally 2, 28 seconds down on the Rovanperä pace, but that's to be expected. It's the top-end speed, and they're absolutely flat out all the way through.
And it's the aero, the downforce. You can just carry so much more speed through the corners in the Rally 1 car. Raupe just picked up a little bit of damage on the right, so I don't know where he's done that. And like I said, it was level pegging at 12.73 kilometres. I've got the split in PK.
Yeah. He knows where he might have lost a couple of temps in there. 10:51.4 is Jari-Matti's benchmark.
Yeah, he knows, just saw a little shake of the head. It was all going perfectly, but somewhere between 12.73 kilometres and 16.5, Raupe's just lost a little bit of momentum. And if you do, remember I've been saying throughout the weekend, if you lose a bit of momentum off a corner, it's not just that mistake that punishes you, you're then punished all the way down the straight, because the theoretical speed is not as high as it would have been had you carried the speed off the corner. So You've just got to be so smooth and carrying the speed is so important.
It was all going so well. You've made a mistake in there. Jari is 1.5 quicker than you on the last split. What happened?
I tried to push, but yeah, Jari pushed also. So really tight, but yeah, really nice stage and happy to see all fans here. So yeah, one stage to go.
How did you get the damage?
Sorry?
The damage to the wheel arch?
No, I don't know where. Maybe we hit something. Yeah, I don't know.
They'll have just kissed a hay bale somewhere, and a chicane is coming back in Korhonen's way, though. Is it the gap now? So Korhonen leads the class by 1.3 seconds going into the power stage.
What a fight we have on our hands then. He'll know he's had a good run, but is he going to be able to take it? All they've got is another run through here. 1.3 seconds. He needs to do better next time through. Let's hear from him.
So, Jari, did it feel fast?
Well, I can tell you that I can't more, I can't do. There's only a couple of places, like flat or flat maybe. I was a little bit taking care of those, but I thought that better this way.
It's half a second quicker than Rupe.
It's very, very close. I couldn't, let's say, it's getting very, very tight.
This final one, you've just got to give it absolutely everything you have.
Yeah, it seems so. We don't have much anymore left to be safe, you know. That's has to be very, very tight.
Yeah, again, it's the same thing, isn't it? You know, there's very little, when you know the stage so well, you're like, well, didn't really make any mistakes. There's maybe the odd corner I could have been absolutely flat, but I mean, it pretty much is absolutely flat all the way through. They're very rarely taking their foot off the gas. Meanwhile, Robert Virves, one in Estonia, set for back-to-back podiums. He's 21 seconds behind Latvala, and he's got a big gap to Yuki Yamamoto. Sadly lost Mikko Heikkilä yesterday, went off the road. He was having a good run in the top 5. But yeah, I think whatever happens now, that the Finns can be pretty hopeful now. They're going to have a double win success in terms of Rally 1 and Rally 2.
See Virve.
Yeah, 11.4, that's the difference, isn't it? When you're in a battle and just bringing the car home.
And knowing the road.
And knowing the road,
Jari, Matti and Rupa know this stretch of road really well. Like I said, it's not just Virves, Gries and Yamamoto, they're all down on Latvala's pace.
And actually look at the pace of Emil Lindholm, who's further back, another of the local boys, and he's actually going quicker than Jari Matti.
There you go.
At 9 kilometres. Let's hear from Robert.
Robert, that's 11.4 down on Latvala's time. Are you still struggling with this car today?
Yeah, I would say it's even worse now. It's so fast stage that you really need to have the feeling to be able to carry the speed. So nothing more to say.
Were there some improvements made coming into today that you were hoping would work then?
Some small maybe, but it didn't change the overall picture.
Yeah, he's had a little bit of an issue with his handling of that Skoda as the Estonian the last few stages. Now, Nikolai Gryzin, he's not scoring points in WRC 2 this weekend. That's the last time, I believe, we'll be saying that this year. But he is 4th in class overall. And
out for sure. And same as it did last year, it'll be a similar story. Nikolai with some work to do over his remaining championship rounds. It basically starts for him now, as you're saying, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the big winner this weekend, actually, is Robert Korhonen. He had a couple of bad results, but he's still got a few rounds left to score points, and he's going to take a big boost this weekend with that, well, potential win. Anyway, let's hear from Nikolai.
Nikolai, 16.4 off the fastest time of these guys battling right at the front. What was it like?
Well, nice stage. I lose maybe 10 seconds in one spin in the middle, so it was proper high speed spin. Quite scary, but okay.
There you go. Well, that's the first major incident. That explains where those 16 seconds went then. He's won here before, actually. Nikolai Gryzin took his first ever WRC win here 2 years ago. WRC 2 win, I should say. But in terms of the sports top level, there's another wonderful stage win there for Elfyn Evans, who makes the best start then to Super Sunday. And that's just what the Welshman needs for his championship fight then. So closing up on those podium places. He took the victory by a very small margin though, didn't he? Look how tight it is between those lead Toyotas. 4 tenths to Ogier, another 2 tenths to Rovanperä. Katsuta 1.7 down on the top spot. And then the 2 Hyundais, Adrien Fourmeau and Thierry Neuville, doing what they can. This is essentially the Super Sunday standings, of course, with just the 2 stages to run. And Jari-Matti Latvala taking that half a second nibble out of Roope Korhonen's advantage, and that fight will also go right down to the wire when we come back here in a couple of hours' time. No change out front though, of course. Kalle Rovanperä and Jonne Houtanen, just 1 stage and 24 kilometers away from a first ever home victory. And boy, oh boy, do they deserve it after what's been another wonderful drive. And great to see them back to the pace we know they can produce on gravel. And the lead is now 37.2 seconds over Taki Katsuta. 5.5 down to Ogier. 1.1 seconds the gap for Elfyn Evans to make up if he's to get that podium place. Sami Pajari safe in 5th, and then the 2 lead Hyundais, Neuville and Fourmeau. Should have been much better for them, but at the moment it's looking like 6th and 7th. Roope Korhonen and Jari-Matti Latvala, that fight will go down to the wire. And this is confirmation then of the Super Sunday classification. Evans, Ogier, Rovanperä, Katsuta, Fourmeau set to get 1 point. How much would Thierry Neuville like to get in there? It's quite some return then to the legendary Onimpoja. We don't have to wait long to the next visit. Second pass at 1:15 local time will be our Wolf Power stage. Make sure you join us for the blockbuster finale. But it's bye for now. Welcome back to our continued coverage then of the first pass through Onimpoja as we continue to watch the latter last couple of rallies. And he's set for another top 6 finish here as well. Yeah, a bit slower though, 4.7 seconds down on the local start.
Helm. That's just 6.2 off the pace of Latvala in there. Great work. What was it like?
That's not too bad. Yeah, I want to thank the Mother Nature and whoever else made this road. It's unbelievable, this road, you know. It's, definitely the most enjoyable I've been in the rally car.
Yeah, Molly just sending us a couple of pictures, actually. Emil Lindholm is a clip to hay bale, I think, somewhere in there. Bit of front right corner damage.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that now, PK. It's only just literally the outer wing. It's nothing. Yeah. It's only aesthetic. It's not a big problem. And again, if that was a Rally 1 car, you'd be looking at that going, the aero package has been damaged, but it's fine. It's not a big issue at all. I think they're just getting so close to the bales at the chicanes and hairpins. They're just nudging them, and it's just pulling a little bit of bodywork off, but it's not a problem.
So Johan Russell, again, not scoring driver's points. He's getting team points here, but he's on a bit of a fact-finding mission. Still in this championship fight, isn't he, Chenny? And that's going to be very interesting. Couple of tarmac rounds still to come. He's still very much in the mix. He's just 3 points behind Oliver now, and they're on level amounts of point-scoring rounds done now.
Yeah, Oliver's definitely done a few people in the category a favour this weekend by going off.
Including this man, of course.
Johan, 12 seconds off the pace. That is some piece of road, yeah?
I think when I complete the stage, I think I lose much time, but it's not easy with the grip. We try something on the staging, and it's good because the car works, but it's very difficult to drive for me. Yeah, but it's good. We take some information, and I am happy for that.
Yeah, it's been a big learning curve for Russell, but yeah, crucially then, Chenny, Solberg, Russell, just 3 points down now, the Frenchman. Both of those guys done 5-point scoring rounds. For Gus, the man you're watching now, he's 28 points behind, but crucially, he's still not scoring points this weekend. He's got...
I'm sure he'll have enjoyed that run through.
12 seconds off the Latvala benchmark.
This isn't Gus's favourite stage of the rally. He reckons there's other stretches of road. I think he said it was Pajala.
Yeah, I think he said Pajala yesterday.
And that is a hell of a stretch of road as well. You can't really disagree with him on that.
I wonder if that window is related to front splitter. Looked like it's seen better days. Maybe a heavy landing somewhere. Man United helmet.
We'll forgive him for that.
Gus, that window slightly popped out. A heavy landing somewhere?
Yeah, he was doing the same yesterday, so I just need to put some tape on it and it should be fine.
Pajala still the favourite?
This is pretty mental, but Pajala's still number one. But yeah, it's just so difficult to pick the lines in there. There's a few places I lost time just either being a little bit too wide on the intro, a little bit too tight, so well, still very enjoyable.
You get to go again now.
I know.
Got a big smile on his face, why wouldn't you?
It's a good, it's a good point about, just struggling to pick the lines or whatever, but if you're not carrying the momentum, then you just get punished, and that's why the local guys are so good here on this stretch of road.
Lauri Uniceni, 7th place. I think he'd have hoped for better, wouldn't he? I'm not sure what's gone on for Lauri.
And the front runners.
So 12 seconds drops there. As I said, he's in a fairly comfortable 7th place. He's got Martin Prokop 17 seconds behind. Let's hear from him.
Oh, there's a smile. I'm sure that's because of what you've just done. 12 seconds down though in there. Talk us through it.
Yeah, it's the stage, I have to say. Yeah, the grip was much more better than last year on the first loop, but yeah, maybe a bit too carefully, but otherwise we enjoy it a lot, and I think we enjoy it even more on the second loop.
And finish, please.
And here is Martin Prokop, Michael Ernst. They've had quite a good season, Chenny, for the Czech driver, a bit of a journeyman. He just comes out for enjoyment. But you know what? They put a pretty good string of results together, haven't they, this year?
Yeah, I'm a big Martin Prokop fan. He's just here and enjoying himself. He's been around the sport for a long time, hasn't he? And works very hard. Martin comes away on rallies to get a bit of peace and quiet away from running the business at home, and yeah, he's still there or thereabouts. He'll get to the end of the stage and say that he's getting too old for it, and everybody that supports Martin Prokop, I've been around him for a long time. It's like a family going away together for the weekend and going and doing a bit of rallying. So yeah, it's brilliant to see Martin Prokop on the entry list of any event.
Yeah, quite a few families out there enjoying the show as well. 31 seconds dropped. I mean, that on a stage like on Emporia, it's quite a big chunk of change, isn't it? I wonder if there's any issue in here for the Czech.
Martin, a little eyebrow raised there as you arrived to the stop line. What was it like?
Yeah, it's just amazing stage. So it's difficult to decide between like safe driving and enjoyment. So I try to enjoy. So I try to keep some speed. So yeah, it was a really nice stage. Of course, you can go much faster, but yeah, for me, it's enough to enjoy. Beautiful jump. So yeah, really amazing.
Box ticked for Martin. He's not here to
Sounds
try and
out of breath there, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's not there to set the world alight. He's just there to enjoy himself, and but he's done that.
I mean, it shows you, doesn't it? I mean, he's not hanging around. He's giving it a go on the jumps, and that shows you the difference, isn't it, between just enjoying your run and having a bit of fun. And it's suddenly, if you're not absolutely on it, it's half a minute, Chenny.
Yeah.
In 24 kilometres.
You lose time so quickly on any fast rally, but on a stage like this, because it's flowing from corner to corner, and it's all about momentum. And as soon as you lose that, you're punished for a long time, and the time does just ebb away. But it rewards you enormously if you get it right.
Yeah, from one Czech driver to another, Jan Černý, driving the Citroen. He's, well, best part of more than 4.5 minutes behind his compatriot in 9th place, but he is set for another point-scoring finish. And that would be his 3rd point-scoring finish of the year, actually. He got 4th place in Monte Carlo, 8th place in Canaries. 4-time champion, 34 years old now. Loves his rallying as well. 47 seconds slower in there. I wonder if we'll be seeing any of these guys in a couple of weeks. It's the Bærum Czech Rally's Lina course and the ERC coming up weekend after next.
Yeah, and how much fun did you have in there?
Yeah, that was magic. I really enjoyed this one. You know, when you know the places where you can go like a flat, it must be like a crazy, but also in our speed was quite enjoyable.
Well, I guess now you know, right?
Let's see.
Yeah, they're all absolutely loving their run out there, aren't they? And why wouldn't you? Meanwhile, the Rally 1 runners, they've got a bit of a break now, haven't they, before they prepare for the final hurrah. And so many fans out there getting the chance to get up close and personal with the stars of the show. We'll be seeing the podium celebration here. A bit of young Italians starting to come through the ranks now, aren't there, with Roberto D'Apro as well. It's been a while since we've had top-line Italian drivers, of course. Have a great heritage in the sport.
Giovanni, tell us about your on-Emporia experience.
Not good. We struggle with some things, but we have to improve. We have to improve for the second loop, and we'll see.
What did you struggle with?
With some things in the car.
You don't want to tell me? Okay.
Well done, Molly. She's trying. Cheer up, Giovanni. You're driving one of the most incredible stages on the planet here.
18 years old, driving on that stage in that car.
He's not happy with his setup.
Perk up, mate.
Thank you very much. That was very impressive. Well done, everyone. Well done. We're going to have a short Meet the Crew session with some of our drivers now. So I'd like to invite to the stage Martin Sesks, Edrin Formo and Sami Pyrie.
And Beck's down there entertaining the fans. A bit of a gap now before our next car. But what a show it is down there. I mean, quite jealous of them all having a big old party down there. I'm sure they've, obviously you can see from the motorhomes, a lot of them have been there for the night.
More than just the night, I think, PK, there's that's a little bit like saying earlier to Kyrgios, a little bit like the FAF jump in Portugal. They turn up there fairly early and enjoy the frivolities for a couple of days before the cars turn up.
And yeah, penny for the thoughts of this man. What a bizarre couple of weeks Oliver Solberg, Elliot Edmondson have had. Of course, the dream results just 2 weeks ago. That's incredible. Rally 1 fastest there. I wonder if he was just potentially trying too hard to try and make up the time he'd lost. Yeah. Obviously, it was so important, wasn't it? We're talking about that championship fight. He's still going to be right up there. He's still going to be leading, in fact, but just 3 points ahead of Rossell. And as I mentioned earlier, now on the same rallies competed.
Oliver, just a couple of seconds off the pace. Are you a bit sore?
No.
It almost looked like it. How did you enjoy it? I guess it would have been more fun if you were right up there.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not really in the mood, but it was okay. It was very sleepy, but it's the same for everyone. And yeah, be careful in places. And the jumps in front is for landing on the front every time, so I was too careful on some of the jumps. So yeah, not great.
Are you okay? You look a little down.
It's been a long weekend.
I bet. Thank you.
Yeah, you can understand his frustration, can't you? So, Chenyan, I'll put you on the spot. Solberg, Rossell, Greensmith, dark horses, Korhonen, Greisin. Who's your money on?
Solberg.
That was easy.
Let's just look at stages 1 and everything else, and what Oliver did in Estonia. That's no disrespect to any of the others, and I'm probably wrong. What I do think it's going to do is it'll go down to the absolute wire. But just have to look at pace alone. Oliver Solberg.
Would you give Rossell the edge on the 2 tarmac rounds?
I'd give Rossell the edge driving on tarmac, yes.
Yeah.
But I still think Oliver could still score well on the tarmac. And as an all-rounder, which is what you have to be in the World Rally Championship now to succeed, you've got to be a bit of a Swiss Army knife. Yeah. That's Oliver, you know.
Yeah, and that's what all these guys at the sports top level are so good at these days. There's no chance to be a tarmac expert or the Finns in the old days. You could only do it on gravel. You do absolutely have to be an all-rounder these days. Sarah Rameau of France, great to see the ladies competing as well at the lead support category. The Irishman on for a potential first junior victory at that another championship that's going to go down to the wire. This is the penultimate round for the juniors. Final round in Central Europe in the autumn.
Double points as well, remember, at the final round of the championship in the juniors. So if Eamon Kelly can hang on for victory here, it'll be a very, very special moment for him. But beyond that, it's going to blow the championship wide open for the juniors.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's hear from Sarah.
Big smile. We look forward to hearing about that.
It's incredible. For sure, I'm very happy to finish my first Olympia. It's really fun. And for sure, I can improve a lot for the second pass.
Great thing about our sport, Chenny, isn't it? Very all-inclusive. We saw, of course, another French woman in Michelle Mouton winning all those rallies, almost winning championships in the 80s. Lots of female co-drivers. You don't see it in other sports, do you? Actually, girls competing against the boys.
Yes, and it's not just in the car as well. It's in the service park. Lots of female mechanics and you know, everybody doing a great job. Like you say, it's inclusive. It doesn't matter. Male, female, boy or girl, everybody gets involved in the sport. If you love it, just go do it. As simple as that.
Yeah, we even let them in the commentary box sometimes, don't we? We're missing you, Bex, by the way. I'm sure you can hear us. Rally in Sweden in the ERC. But that's 19 stages down and 1 to go, and what a treat it is for any driver, but especially, of course, for a Finn in front of all those fans that have enjoyed that run.
Tommy, many of the foreigners are a bit mind blown about this stage. Being a local Finn, what do you think about it?
It's always so awesome stage, and it's so crazy that you have to be so careful when you go over the jumps that you are on the right line, and not really the easiest one.
Did you have a good push through there? Or?
We don't have any fights at the moment, so a little bit careful, but I try a little bit for the next one.
When you say he doesn't have a fight, he is only 4 seconds behind Uğur Soylu of Turkey. Although I think actually Soylu might have not started this final day. I'm not sure what's... I know he is. He's 2 cars further down after Rikkonen. Let's see the next... Party continues stage side. They'll all be popping off for a bite to eat, so I suspect, before we come back here. Remember the Wolf Power stage, the all-important Wolf Power stage, coming up at 1:15 local time. About just over an hour and 20 minutes away.
And see, just a second off Tommy's time. Big smile, you enjoyed that?
Yeah, I haven't never tried this Onnenpohja. This is really nice stage, but maybe I was a bit too careful on the first time, but everything is okay.
Did it live up to your expectations then of what you had heard?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, they'll all be relishing another go at it as well. It's such a unique Super Sunday here, isn't it? So what a great idea, just the 2 runs through this wonderful, legendary stage. Been a good weekend, hasn't it, in terms of the route? Couple of new stages there on Saturday. They always do a great job, don't they, the AKK Finnish motorsport guys, to mix things up, and huge numbers of fans as well out here this weekend they've had to deal with. It's quite a show, isn't it?
Yeah, there's been a massive amount of fans this weekend, and you're absolutely right. I think the route has been one of the best, lobbing in some new stages and, of course, keeping hold of all of the classics, the fun stages, the ones that draw all the fans, and the drivers love them as well. So I think as a route, it's been really good. And again, we've seen right up at the front, barely any mechanical issues for the teams. The cars are so stable. Now, they're almost, you know, the thing is, PK, in years gone by, you used to see the cars moving around lots, didn't you, and sliding about. The cars are so good now that that's sort of a thing of the past, isn't it? It's all very, you drive the car, you brake in a straight line, and then you get back on the throttle and scrub off as little speed as possible. And for that reason, they're so stable, and for that reason, you know, we haven't seen any offs, we haven't seen any big accidents or anything like that, so that's also been good to see from that perspective as well.
Yes, here is Uğur Soylu of Turkey. As I mentioned, he's only 4 seconds up on Tommi Illa, who we just heard from moments ago. Oh, and he's had a bit of an issue in here, or else he's just backed right off. He's well over a minute off of Illa, so that will be a position change late in the rally here. So Tommy potentially moving up to 13th place in WRC2 then. I think there's any issue with that car. Maybe he's just a little bit daunted by this incredible stage. I mean, look at that. It's the best part of 2 minutes.
Yeah.
The Latvala benchmark.
I think it's just Onnenpohja and lack of experience through this stage, shall we say.
He is fighting for the Masters Cup drivers, the drivers of a more senior generation. So he is on course to take that category win this weekend is the Turkish driver.
Yeah, just not taking any risks. Doesn't want to damage the car, wants to get safely to the end of the rally. It was a similar story last night. Let's hear from him.
Merhaba.
Who good? Everything okay in there?
Yes, her şey yolunda. Etabın yarısına kadar güzel geldik aslında. Ama yarısından sonraki not biraz daha bizi zorladı. Biraz daha güvenemedim. Ama tertemiz geldik. Elimizden gelenin de en iyisini yaptık. Çok güzel bir etap bu etap. Olimpiya. Müthişti yani. Teşekkür ediyorum. Thank you.
All for our Turkish viewers there. So yeah, he's on course for that Masters Cup category win then. That's currently Armin. No, that's last year. Yeah, probably Miguel Granados, who is leading that category. Actually, Hugo is second in the championship, so he's set to take the championship league. Actually, Soilu here, he's only coming into. We're going to Paraguay, his home event, for the first time. We had his president here, no less, to help promote the event here. He joined Diego on the podium. Let's hear from him. Likeable guy.
Hey, enjoy a bit of airtime in there.
It's down on Gil. That should be another Wolf stage win point for the Australian. Crucial. Such disappointment for Johansson. The puncher on Friday. He got back up to within 7 seconds of the podium yesterday. Before more tyre damage saw him drop from 4th to 7th place. I mean, he's racked up a few more stage wins, but it's still, I think, going to be advantage Taylor Gill in that championship.
He's properly quick, this young man, and for Taylor Gill to go 5.5
Miller, that's 5.3 off the pace of Taylor. Are you surprised to hear that?
No. Yeah, super difficult stage. It's my first time doing it, so yeah, he did it 2 times last year, so I'm not surprised by that. It's a very demanding stage. So yeah, for sure we know where we can improve for the next run.
Where are those places?
I think mostly in the beginning I didn't really trust the grip in the car, but yeah, for sure it will be a harder push for the second run.
That goes to explain it then. Couple of little errors in there, and hasn't got the experience of the stage like Taylor has. Taylor even said at the start, I memorised it, I learned it. Millie, well down.
He has, though, crucially, Chenny, made up a position in there on Diego Dominguez, so he's
got
into the top 6 here. Has Johansson. That's crucial, isn't it, for a couple of extra points as the Rally 1 drivers giving their fans what a moment or a couple of hours it's going to be for this young man, Kalle Rovanperä. A long, long wait for a home victory. Is it set to be ended in the next couple of hours? And 8 long years since these rally-mad fans have been able to celebrate a home victory. Is that to be ended? It's not done yet, but he's almost there. Meanwhile, Elfyn Evans took that crucial first stage win on Super Sunday. He took it by just 0.4 of a second, only 0.6 of a second between those top 3 Toyotas. Taka Katsuta, not a million miles away as well in 4th place. Adrian Fourmaux and Thierry Neuville doing what they can after their rotten luck yesterday to get something, but row position counting against them so far today, as it is, of course, for the championship leader, Roy Tanak, soon to be the former championship leader. You'd think in the next couple of hours, unless something dramatic happens. But overall, you just saw him, Kalle Rovanperä, almost 40 seconds up on Taka Katsuta. Seb Ogier defending a 1.1 second advantage over Elfyn Evans going in to the Wolf Power stage. Sami Pairi holding station in 5th, and Thierry Neuville and Adrian Fourmaux picking up the scraps there in 6th and 7th, as you were as well, of course, in Super Sunday with Evans, Ogier, Kalle Rovanperä, Katsuta and Fourmaux set to score a point. We're not done yet, though. Another pass-through on Empoya to come for the Wolf Power stage. Join us again a little bit later on.